Now at 5:30, Lexington police are still looking for people involved in a stabbing in which 2 people were injured and taken to the hospital.
That story coming up on WKYT this morning. Also, more details about the arrest of a murder suspect now emerging. We'll tell you the latest about a man who's charged with a murder in Lexington.
We have some new information about a plane that disappeared from radar on Sunday with dozens of people on board.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Hey there, good morning and welcome in. It's good to have you with us Monday morning, the last one of 2014 as we get it off and rolling. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. You may have to rethink that wardrobe a little bit if you're planning to head out for New Year's festivities, because obviously weather's going to change right around that time.
It's going to be pretty cold. It looks like most of the week, really. It's winter time as we check in with meteorologist Jim Caldwell in our First Alert Weather Center.
Yeah, you know, the funny thing is we've just been in winter for a few days now, really, in the grand scheme of things, because it started last weekend. And we are certainly starting to see the trend go back to the colder side here, starting with this morning. Even a few flakes of snow showing up down across parts of southern and eastern Kentucky. We track in on some of those little spots of a few flakes just south of Stanford, and looks like a little bit more. We'll try to get fired up as we go through the day today. But the general focus of the forecast isn't tracking the snow chances out there today, or even the rain for that matter. It's just that we're trending much colder here over the next few days. Highs will be around where we are right now by the time we get to midweek. And I will track that for you coming up here in just a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you in just a bit, Jim. Thank you. And here's the latest from WKYT this morning. Lexington police are still looking for suspects involved in a stabbing.
Police tell us 2 people were taken to the hospital after the stabbing last night that happened on Martha Court. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is live from the scene of the stabbing. Good morning, Hillary.
Good morning, Rebecca and Bill. That's right. Police are still looking for that man. They say stabbed 2 people inside an apartment here on Martha Court. Now, police say they were called to the apartment complex just off of Eastland Parkway sometime after 10 on Sunday night. Police say a woman was found with a stab wound inside the apartment, and another man was found in the parking lot also with a stab wound. They were both taken to the hospital. Investigators say it all started when 3 people were inside the apartment having an argument. They say the suspect then stabbed the other 2 people before running. Now, police are still looking for that suspect, and they describe him as standing 5'9", last seen wearing jeans and a black jacket. Live in Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
All right, Hillary, thank you.
We're learning some new information this morning about the arrest of a man charged with the Lexington murder.
23-year-old Iron Smith is the 3rd person now to be charged in the death of Walter Darrell Gray back in November. And we're finding out today that he has also been charged with multiple other crimes in addition to murder. WKYT's Mark Barber is live from District Court with the latest and new information on that. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. 23-year-old Aaron Smith will be arraigned on a long list of charges, including murder, later today. Now, we actually talked with Smith last November after he called 911 when his neighbor was shot. But now Smith and 2 others, Devin Jones and Terrico Williams, are facing murder charges in connection to the death of Walter Darrell Gray. Investigators say the 31-year-old was shot and killed last month. Police tell us they finally arrested Smith on Saturday. UK police say they spotted him on South Upper Street when he was driving without his headlights on. When officers tried to stop him, they tell us he took off at speeds of up to 70 miles per hour, dodging other vehicles and running through traffic lights. According to an arrest citation, Smith jumped out of the car at Nicholasville Road and Alumni Drive and took off on foot. When he was arrested, officers say they found a loaded handgun on his ankle. Now, police tell us when they searched his car, they also found prescription medication, an open container of liquor, and marijuana. Now, Smith is facing about a dozen charges. In addition to the murder charges, he's also facing wanton endangerment, fleeing or evading police, and DUI charges. Again, he will be arraigned on those later today. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you. A man shot inside his Lexington home is speaking out about the incident. That man says he was at his home on Roosevelt Drive when someone shot him in his arm. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and he tells us that on Saturday night, someone knocked on his door and demanded his money and then just started shooting at him. He says he is still in a lot of pain from his injuries and that the bullet is still in his arm.
Still my arm. They're talking about it. That I need to go get it surgically removed.
How much pain are you in?
I'm about 9.
The man says after he was shot, he escaped by running away and jumping a fence. He says he knows where his attackers live, but not exactly who they are.
A couple trying to buy a cell phone in Lexington got more than they bargained for. Lexington police say a man and woman met up with two women at the Days Motel on Versailles Road. The women, who were supposed to sell the couple a phone they had posted about on social media. That was the whole purpose of the meeting, but police say the sellers tried to rob the couple and fired shots at them. Police tell us this is not an unusual crime.
These types of robberies unfortunately happen pretty often. Lots of times it does involve a cell phone or an advertisement to buy a cell phone.
Police say it's best to arrange sales somewhere with surveillance cameras or even at the police station itself. The criminals are still on the loose. Officers hope to catch them before they pull off a similar crime.
We now know the name of a man killed in a crash on Interstate 75 on Saturday night. The Fayette County coroner now identifies him as 41-year-old Christopher Sean Truesdale. They say he died from injuries that he suffered in the crash. Deputies in Madison County say when they arrived on the scene, Truesdale's van was fully engulfed in flames, and he was still inside. Investigators tell us there were 3 people in the car that crashed with that van, a mother and 2 children, ages 12 and 5.
Well, now on to a developing story we are tracking out of California this morning. The city of Los Angeles has issued a tactical alert after city leaders say 2 people fired at a police cruiser with a rifle last night. Police say every available officer was sent to the area. One suspect is in custody, but police still looking for another man who they say is armed and dangerous. We are tracking this story and will continue to bring you updates throughout the morning as they become available.
And more than 24 hours after its disappearance, the mystery behind yet another flight that vanished in Southeast Asia yesterday is beginning to unfold.
The head of Indonesia's search and rescue agency says the plane could now be at the seafloor. Mark Albert has more.
Australian search planes have spotted objects in the Java Sea where an Air Asia plane disappeared. Investigators do not yet know if it is wreckage from Flight 8501. With help pouring in from other nations, including Singapore, Malaysia, and Australia, Indonesian officials say it's likely the plane is at the bottom of the sea. The flight carrying 162 people, including 17 children, took off for Singapore Sunday morning. Shortly after, one of the pilots asked to change the route because of bad weather. The request was denied due to high traffic. CBS News aviation safety analyst Mark Rosenker says the airplane's data recorders will help reveal what happened next.
We've got life, if you will, in the batteries for the next 30 days, maybe depending upon when these batteries were put into this aircraft, as long as even 90 days.
Indonesia promises a safety review of Air Asia, something the budget airline's CEO, Tony Fernandez, says is a top priority. Relatives still wait for any news, holding on to hope at a crisis center set up at the Indonesian airport where the missing plane took off. Mark Albert for CBS News.
Well, Air Asia's loss comes on top of the still unexplained disappearance of that Malaysian airliner Flight 370 that happened back in March.
Kentucky State Police are investigating a deadly crash involving a pedestrian. 47-year-old Connie Mead was lying down on Kentucky 7 in Letcher County on Saturday night when a car in the southbound lane hit her. Troopers don't believe the driver of the car was impaired, but they're waiting for toxicology results. They're also not sure why Mead was lying in the road.
Firefighters in Perry County responded to a wildfire this weekend that threatened some homes in the Leatherwood community. Firefighters dug lines to contain the flames and keep them away from nearby buildings. The fire, we're told, burned about 15 acres before flames finally died down.
A woman arrested in connection with a deadly home invasion in Harrison County is set to be back in court this afternoon. Raven Edwards was arrested on robbery and burglary charges after police say Marcus Gross and Larry Nolan tried to attack a man in his home. Police say that man, Bill Jolly, shot and killed Gross in self-defense. Authorities say Edwards initially contacted Jolly about coming over to the house. She pleaded not guilty to those charges a week ago.
Well, some good news here. The Salvation Army says they are within their reach of hitting their fundraising goal. The Red Kettle collection period ended last week, but they are still taking online donations through the first of the year. So far, officials say they've collected more than $520,000. That's just shy of their $550,000 goal. They're hoping to make up the difference with online contributions. There's an extra incentive to give online this week as well.
You know, the online kettle option is great for people who may want to use their credit card. It's also wonderful because you're doubling your impact when you give online, thanks to this anonymous donor who has agreed to match all contributions up to $100,000.
We have a link to the Salvation Army's website if you'd like to donate to their online Red Kettle at WKYT.com.